things. Anton here. We're just going to be doing a quick devlog this week because it is finally time to move update 102 and everything we've done in the experimental builds and the alpha builds that followed onto the main branch. And so when I do this from now on, I am going to, because in the past what has happened is I've gone to prepare a sort of new update. I've done all these bug fixes and things like that, ready to come off alpha. And then I also had a whole bunch of new content that hasn't been tested, and that content ends up being broken. So I did not do that this time. This update for this week, this new build, is pretty much exclusively bug fixes. I went back and I fixed all the things having to do with recently added items and weapons. I fixed, found a couple neat optimization points. Found some major bugs that had actually been in the SOSIG perception systems that I had added that I didn't notice, in part because I had, what's it called? I had only really I hadn't tested them on the Zosigs, which have much shorter view ranges. So basically what was happening is I was transposing the maximum field of view that they should have onto their sight range. And so this was having a bunch of, it's their sight range onto their FOV. Which is a problem because, like, if you've noticed that there were certain cases where SOSIGs were, like, regular ones were being able to see, like, behind themselves, this is why. But also, if you're noticing, like, Rotwieners and such basically couldn't see more than a couple feet in front of them, this is also why. So that has been fixed. Whoops! I burned like 4 hours yesterday searching for this bug, and it was a one-line typo, and I was just like, way to go, Anton. Way to go. But that has all been fixed, and along the way, I sort of tuned up and fixed and cleaned up a few other things in the SOSIG code, and actually found some incorrect data that had been present in some of the Zosig configuration files. That is now also fixed. So yeah, but that is basically what this sort of update constitutes. Following this update, there might need to be a patch if I miss some little thing. But I'm excited because this means that it will now mean that all branches of the game now use the game's internal versioning system, involving, the fact that the build knows that it is update 102 now and what type of build it is. So this should make transitions to large builds cleaner in the future for the modding community anytime a breaking change occurs. And so after this, I'm going to be taking a week off. This month is my birthday month, in addition to the birthday of the game. And so I'm going to take a well-needed relax. And by relax, I'm just going to play like a lot of D&D and eat a lot and sleep sort of thing, which should hopefully be some good times. And then following that, I think what we're going to do, we're going to shift some gears a little bit. Instead of doing, I want to get away from doing just these like super extended release cycles with, experimental and alpha stuff. I'd like to do something that's like really focused on content for a little bit, so I can just make it and just release it straight to main branch for you folks and get away from like branch juggling just for a little bit, just to do some fun stuff. I've got a bit of a backlog in terms of cool firearms. I want to get the Meat Fortress NG in, and then following that, probably do a big pathfinding cleanup on the Meat Fortress scene, now that we've already done a performance cleanup on it. And and we'll see, and we'll go from there. But I still have the new item spawner to finish making like tutorial content for, and get the vault up and running for, so that we can actually migrate off the old item spawner entirely. I had wanted to do that earlier, and then just sort of, me. I don't need to even explain it, but needs to be done. And but along the ways, we're just gonna like focus on some content, get some new toys in there, possibly get another level in there at some point soon, because I've had the itch. Like, working on the grill house was real fun, and I don't know, I've got the itch to make another play space. So expect that sometime soon. More than likely. So anywho, I hope this update treats you well. I'm sure there are tons of people in the main branch who have out-of-date mods who are going to be like, what the heck? The game is broken now after this. So please, for goodness sake, just check to make sure you have the correct version of your mods installed for whatever for the game now. That information is easy to find in the modding channels of the Discord and such, and on their wiki on GitHub and such. I believe points to a whole bunch of that as well. So I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful weekend, and I will see you again in 2 weeks. Peace.